Hello everybody, Zyder Biker here, vlog number 2. Thank you all who have already viewed vlog number 1. Not a huge number I know, but thanks all the same. I'm very grateful. I hadn't planned to do a second vlog quite so quickly, but a couple of things that are a bit topical. I thought I'd have my little say on them. But before I do that, firstly, thank you to Countryside Biker, been bigging me up. Hope I can live up to what he said. Feel a bit like Mr. Miyagi now. I'm the Zen of something or other, I don't know, the master, but I'm not. It's all bollocks. I've just been riding for a long time, that's all. But still very grateful to him for trying to help me get this channel out there. So today, I'm at the moment riding out of Exeter, through a little area called Exwick, towards Crediton. I won't use the whole journey for this vlog, I'll edit it down, and I can just see I've come completely the wrong way, because we got some roadworks up there by the look of it. But never mind. Yeah, like I said, and I'll edit it down so it won't be the whole journey, just the sort of interesting bits. Nice little road. It's going to lead me to something I want to do today, which is to give the bike a good clean, and that's the first thing I was going to talk about. I've seen a few topics cropping up on social media about how often you clean your bike, what you use. So I thought I'd just have my little say, and I'll be the first to admit I don't clean my bike regularly enough, but I do use ACF 50 all year round, so she's always nicely protected. I think the ACF 50, a bit of the grime and muck sort of sticks to it, makes her look a little bit worse than she is, but every time you wash her off afterwards, she comes up nice and bright like a new pin. And give her another application to ACF 50, and without wishing to teach anybody how to suck eggs, don't just spray it on. You just spray it onto a cloth and just gently rub it around all the surfaces that you want to protect, which pretty much is everywhere really. As I've said before, I've got the Tiger 800 XRX, which comes with cast wheels. I had enough of spoked wheels and corroded rims and furry spokes. Didn't seem to matter how much ACF 50 you put on them, they still spokes seem to go furry. You can bring them back, but it doesn't last very long. And you've got to be careful with so much stuff nowadays. A lot of it's got some sort of a protective coating on it. You take that off, and you're then exposing the surface underneath to all the elements, and probably making life harder for yourself. Well, like I say, I don't clean my bike all the time. In fact, usually it looks quite dirty, but underneath it's all protected, and I've done that for a few years on different bikes now, and it works well. For me, the enjoyment is in riding the bike. I've never been massive on this cleaning thing. I know a lot of people love it, and they like to get their bike, absolutely immaculate and so on, but I'm not knocking them for that. That's their choice. I'd choose to go the other way. Just ride it when it needs. Just clean it when I feel it really needs it. Which is today. And again, I'm going to do something that a lot of people don't really agree with. I'm going to use a pressure washer. I did have one at home, but it expired, shall we say. And then I was borrowing one, but that didn't fare on the other guy. Every time he wanted to use it, I always should have it at my place. So for a couple of quid I can use a pressure washer at this filling station that I know. It's a nice little ride out there. There aren't many of them around nowadays. There is one in Exeter at the Morrisons, but I just thought I'd take this opportunity to take a short ride, do a little vlog. I think you've got to be really careful with some of the substances that you can use now for cleaning your bike. Muck off is great. I did have a dirt bike for a while, and muck off was great. It was just spray that everywhere, give it a good power wash. But of course I wasn't bothered about too much about the bike. It was just a dirt bike. It was a DR350, but it was the Enduro model, so it was a bit of a handful. But as good as muck-off is, I think you do need to be a little bit careful about where you get it. In the same way as you need to be careful with the pressure washer, from your wheel bearings, keep it away from anything that's a bit delicate. But it is your bike, and it's your choice. How often you clean it, how fanatical you are. Personally, I'm more concerned that you keep them well maintained, not only for reliability, but just you don't want it failing at the wrong moment while you're riding, can cause you all sorts of problems. So like I say, take your choice. I know there are some guys that clean after every ride, which is great if you maybe using your bike at weekends but not using it Monday to Friday. But I use mine for everything, so I couldn't really do that. And if I've come home at 6 o'clock in the morning after working nights, the last thing I want to be doing is cleaning my bike. All I want to do is just get in my pit and go to sleep. So anyway, that's bike cleaning. The more important topic of the day is motorcycle clothing. Now I don't want to preach on this, but all I'm going to do is just tell you about my experience, and then you make your own decisions. So the first thing is, other than a crash helmet, it's a personal choice as to what you wear. Okay? And if you choose to wear shorts, trainers, t-shirt, that's for a guy or a girl, and as long as you understand that if for any reason at all you hit that tarmac at whatever speed, you are going to suffer from something called gravel rash. That's where your skin slides along at the top of the tarmac. And there's two things about gravel rash. The first one is, it hurts when it happens, the skin's being torn. It seems to happen worse in the bony areas, like your ribs and your elbows and anything that sort of, your knees, anything that sticks out. The fatty bits don't seem to suffer with it, which is good for me with my little beer belly. And that's just the gravel rash. The other thing, of course, is all of our modern bike gear nowadays, it's all got other elements, protection in it. Shoulders, elbows, back, knee protection, hip protection if you buy that type of tregging, whatever. And that's going to protect you from impact as well. But like I say, it's a personal choice, and you need to do it on a risk basis. So what's the risk of you having an off for whatever reason? Your own fault, you misjudged the corner or something, somebody else's fault, diesel on the road, anything else on the road that you know, there's a whole host of reasons why you end up coming off your bike, and many of them aren't actually 100% within your control. So what's the likelihood of that happening? Well, you judge that for yourself. You might think that you're a really safe rider and brilliant at observing what's going on and anticipating what other road users are going to do. So you make that judgment call for yourself. So that's the likelihood of it happening. What's the risk? Well, the risk, if you aren't wearing protective clothing and you come off, you're at the very least going to get gravel rash. So my experience of gravel rash. Many moons ago, when I was young, I was riding a Triumph Bonneville, 1972 T120R, and I had an accident at 90 miles an hour. I had an open face crash helmet on and no gloves because it was hot and it was summer and I was enjoying myself and I was enjoying my life. I'll tell you now, that made an absolute mess of my face. It was covered in gravel to start with, and this is the horror part of the story. So do you know how they removed the gravel out of my face? I mean, bearing in mind it was hot summer evening, maybe the gravel was maybe the tarmac was a little bit sticky as well, I don't know. But the way they took the gravel out of all the grazes and cuts was with a nail brush. It's the only way they could get it out and get all those wounds clean. And they got to get them clean because otherwise you risk infection. Because Christ alone knows what's actually on the road surface, could be anything. So they got to get it clean. So they scrub up my face with a nail brush and they get all this stuff out. And then altogether they put approximately 40 stitches in my face. Not big long stitches, but just 2 or 3 stitches here and there because the wounds needed to be pulled together to allow them to heal up. Now they weren't too sympathetic to motorcycle accidents back then. I think they were a little bit ten a penny, the place was busy, and all that was done without any anaesthetic. But that's how it was. My hands still bear the scars today. Same treatment. Nail brush, scrub, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch. And that hurts. Believe me, that hurts. But like I say, it's your choice. And even despite that, I mean, I nearly always wear a full face now. There's been a few occasions where I open face, but when you're doing any more than about 30-40 mile an hour, an open face without a visor or without goggles or something, you're risking getting bits and pieces sticking in your face, not least of which is some sort of little tiny stone getting flicked out from the car in front. Anyway, it's your choice. Think about the likelihood of an accident. Think about the outcome if you do come off, and then just make an informed decision. That's your decision. My advice from my own personal experience is keep as much as yourself covered up as you can. Even a pair of lightweight summer gloves is better than bare hands. So for the benefit of you, Chris, look, I've got my gloves back on today. But having said that, it's not quite as hot as it was the other day. I'm just coming up to... Anyway, that's it for today, folks. Zyder Biker signing out. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you feel inclined to do so. And if you come back again, I'll see you next time. Cheers, me dears.